Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah, and today we're talking all about the Sephora VIB Rouge and VIB sale. So if you're interested in what I'm getting and what I'm recommending, keep on watching. Okay, so here is the details of the sale. I'll leave all this information down below. If you've been to my channel before, you know that when I start filming, my dog starts playing with her toys. So hopefully I don't have to take them away, because then she's just crying. Anyway, so the first weekend is for VIB Rouge, and it's 15% off Friday, April 30th through Monday, April 16th. And there she goes. And then the second weekend is April 20th through 23rd, and that's for Rouge, VIB, and BI. I was like, what do they call that? BI, just your beauty insider. So you, as Rouge, you get 2 opportunities to shop, the first weekend and the second weekend. For VIB and BI, you are having that second weekend. And again, it's 15% off. Now here's the thing, is that for many people, they're like, oh, the spring one I'm not that excited about, it's 15% off, versus in the fall, it's 20% off. So it's kind of up to you. If there's stuff that you can wait till the fall, you can wait till 20% off. But for me personally, what happens is the fall one, I tend to have a little bit more guilt in purchasing more stuff for myself, because it is the season of giving, and I have lots of people that I love to give to. So I use it for gifts. I don't buy a lot for myself, just because that time of year is just really difficult to spend a lot of money on yourself. So the spring event is one of my favorite, because I can focus on myself, it's close to my birthday, and I can indulge a little bit more than the fall event. So today I'm going to share with you what I am going to get. And there's quite a few high-priced items. So I am first looking at, and if you've watched my decluttering video that I did just not too long ago, I kind of went through all of my skincare and samples and got rid of stuff, and really trying to work through what I have to make room for some drunk elephant. Now I've heard some really great stuff about it, and I've been wanting to try it, but could not justify putting in all the money when I had stuff that I could easily use and get through first, and that are doing great things for my skin. I have relatively clear skin. I don't get a lot of breakouts, but I do always want to work on the texture and discolorization. I like more even skin. So yeah, those are kind of my concerns. And so I definitely have a list of things that I'd like to purchase. You guys, and before we get started into the nitty gritties of what I'm gonna get, I can't recommend enough, if you're gonna shop online, shop through eBay, you guys. It's so important. You'll get cash back for all of the stuff that you're spending. It kind of makes you feel a little bit better. You're like, yeah, I'm shopping, but I'm saving too. So sign up for eBay. I'll have a link down below. That is an affiliate link. So I'd love for you to sign up, save yourself some money. It's well worth it. I love getting a check in the mail. It's totally legit. You don't have to put in your credit card number or anything like that. I think I waited too long to even try it out, but once I did, I was hooked, you guys. So don't forget to sign up for eBay. It's an awesome cash back thing. So do that. Do it. Okay, on to the good stuff, you guys. Okay, so the first few things that I have that I'm wanting to get is the Drunk Elephant C Tango multivitamin eye cream, and it retails for $64. So I don't have any more eye cream. I'm going through kind of my travel sizes, deluxe size samples, and I'm actually almost through it. So that is on my list. Next up, I have the Drunk Elephant TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum, and that retails for $90. But I need it, right? Right? Yes. Okay. Then we have the Virgin Marula Luxury Face Oil that retails for $72. I've heard great things about all of these products, but these are kind of what I'm whittling down to what I think is probably the most effective right now for me. And that I can use during the morning and during the evening, and you can use a lot of their products mixed in with that, that oil. And next up, I am looking into the Drunk Elephant C from a Day serum, and that retails for $80, so that kind of gives me a night serum and a day serum. The vitamin C is really, really good for your skin, and I heard it works wonders. So I'm excited about that. Now, those are kind of the things that I'm like, yes, those are what I want. I'm debating on the creams, like a moisturizer. So right now I'm gearing towards the Proteiny Polypeptide Cream. That's their newest face cream, and that retails for $68. There's another one, the Lala Whipped, I think, and I think for more my skin type, that's going to be something that I want. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm definitely getting to the Drunk Elephant TLC Sakura Baby Facial. It's the Allure Beauty winner. It works really well according to so many people. So that is $80. Again, these are not cheap, and that's why I'm really doing this now, right? I mean, it feels a little like crazy to get them all at the same time, but with a 15% discount, although it doesn't always seem like a lot, it's going to make a difference on these high ticketed items. Okay, so basically that's my Drunk Elephant kind of things that I'm getting. There's possibly, I think that's where I'm at with that. So those are things that I'm getting mostly for sure. I mean, things are gonna change, but this is where I'm at. So the next skincare thing I'm going to be purchasing, it's actually new. It's the COOLA Full Spectrum 360 Sun Milk Drops with an SPF of 30. Now, this looks really cool. It doesn't have a lot of reviews, but the reviews that they have are really, really good. And basically, COOLA's a really, really awesome brand. They do a lot of more of the kind of natural, I hate using that word because I feel like it's so overused, but they try and have good ingredients. It doesn't have oxybenzone. It's an organic skincare. It's supposed to protect you from sun, environmental toxins, and digital overexposure, and protect against UVA and UVB, infrared, and HEV, which is high energy visible light, meaning you've got you covered from beach to board meetings, like things, ooh, I gotta focus, like lighting and stuff like that. So yeah, and it's supposed to help with visible signs of aging from indoor and outdoor daily aggressors. So it also has sun protection, and again, it's supposed to help with fine lines and wrinkles. And it looks like it's a really, really thin serum, almost on like an oil. So I think that's gonna be really good for underneath makeup in the summer. And I prefer something that's thin, and then it's not gonna give me like a white chalky residue. So again, I'm looking into getting that. It's $46, but again, investing in sun protection is really, really important to me. I've also kind of played with the Drunk Elephant one and kind of seeing like, would that be worth investing in for? It doesn't have a high ticket price, and so if I decide to get that later on down the line, I could. And if I get through what I have, I actually would think about getting that. It's a little bit more of the thicker white sunscreen. So this one is just more of a lightweight serum-y kind of sunscreen that I'm wanting to try out. Another thing that I'm kind of playing with is getting the KEVYN the Sculpting Contour Powder in the color Deep. I've heard really good stuff about it. I do have a hard time finding more of contoury powders and creams that are good for my skin type. I have the Kat Von D one, and I like it, but I don't love it. So it's something that I want to try. That is retails for $44. So I'm still kind of on the fence about that, but that's something I'm looking into getting for the sale. Two more things that are on my list, and that's the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick. I'm actually gonna probably get that in store on the first day because I want to go look at some colors. I'll talk a little bit about that in my recommendations also. And then the last thing, which I probably won't get, but I added it to my loves, and that's the new NARS Light Sculpting Highlighting Powder. I heard they're beautiful, and they go on like part of your skin, like it just looks almost wet and not so glittery and shimmery, which I really, really like. So we'll see. Right now I'm looking at the color Fort de France was their champagne, and I'm not sure, did I say that was $38? If I didn't, it's $38. So those are kind of where I'm at now. I don't have a lot of things that I'm thinking about because the skincare is so expensive. So I'm not really focusing a lot on makeup and eyeshadows and lipsticks because, again, there's a lot going on with the skincare. Now, I'm pretty incredibly lucky that I have saved a little bit of money to kind of purchase stuff. I have some gift cards left over from Christmas. So there's gonna be some stuff that I can kind of help me decrease the price. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I finally pull the trigger on. Okay, so now for recommendations. And I'll leave all, I obviously was just been looking at my computer to kind of tell you under my loves. Now I'm gonna do recommendations. I'm not gonna go through the prices, but I'll leave that information down below if you're interested in any of these items. Now I also did a recommendation video for the fall Beauty Insider sale when it was 20% off. Those things are still some of my most favorite items, you guys. So if you are looking for more recommendations beyond just this, watch the video, I'll link it down below, because those items are still some of my most favorite items. I just didn't want this to be super, super repetitive. So for things that I have been loving, and this is probably very, very recent. So these are things that I've been loving that I've gotten actually probably in the last few weeks. I have 2 items that I've had for a little while, and one of them might be in my other video. I can't remember, but I'm adding it to this video. So the first thing, because me and the entire world are loving the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. You guys, this is so good. And I was kind of on the fence on if I wanted to kind of get this palette. A lot of these colors are in Modern Renaissance, which I have and I love. So there was that aspect. A lot of these are shades you can get in singles or in other palettes, but there are some new shadows that are exclusive to this palette. And I wasn't sure that this would be my color scheme. It's kind of a nice mix of like warms and a few cool tones, but I love it. I use it so often. I can get a very, very natural look, as well as making something a little bit more like smoky, more intense. Sorry, especially like these darker shades right here really help to intensify any look that you're kind of going for. It can take you from day into evening. When I recently, sorry guys, I recently went on vacation. I just took this and I felt like I wasn't yearning for anything else. Like I was content. I got all the looks that I wanted. It was so, so nice to have. I'm going on another kind of few day trip and I'm going to take this again. I can't recommend this enough. It is so good, you guys. Secondly, the Hourglass foundation stick. This stuff is so, so good. I love it. So I have this shade Warm Beige. I'm not wearing it today. It's pricey and you don't get a lot of product. That's kind of how stick foundations go. But it's so good, you guys. So good. Now, I think I've said this before. I have a hard shade to match. I feel like a lot of things run pink or orange, and then I get these huge demarcations here, even if it looks kind of good here. So I kind of find demarcations like, you know, like it's a different color. And I find that a lot of people want to give me warmer foundations, and I get out into the sun and it just doesn't look good. So I find that I do best when I shade match myself. And with Sephora, I usually ask for a few samples of different foundations I want to try in a color that I can see working for me, and taking it home and trying it. So I obviously with stick foundations, I don't think you can get a sample, but I went in store, tried a few on, went outside with the mirror. I always take my mom because she's super truthful. And there was this color and another color. Now, she was like, this looks like a good match. It's a little bit light, which I prefer. I prefer to warm it up. And then there's one that was a little bit darker, and I could have gone either way. At that price, I could afford one. I went with the lighter one. When I wore it, my mom's like, your skin looks gorgeous. It's a beautiful color on you. And that was kind of just like, yep, this is my new go-to. Now, the thing is, it is light. So I warm up my skin, but as I get tanner in the summer, I'm gonna want a deeper shade. So for this sale, I'm not only recommending this, but I'm also gonna purchase another one in the shade darker, so that one, I can wear the darker one on its own if I get to that shade, or if I get a little bit darker than this, I can mix the two. So yeah, it's really, really good. I love it. I love the finish. It's buildable. The first time I wore it, I put so much on. I was like, oh my gosh. So a little goes a long way. So you kind of have to play with that and find the happy medium for you of how much product you need. Okay. The next thing I want to recommend is the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. Now, I picked this up at Gen Beauty and I love it, you guys. I don't know why it took me so long to try it out. It smells really good. I love their primer, but I've never really been into this, but the spray is so good and it makes my makeup look so awesome. It just kind of refreshes it. It kind of melts it all together to a more skin-like finish. And I like it. I love it. I can't recommend this enough. I've been going for this a lot over. Well, there it went. Over my Max Fix Plus, which is my holy grail. I just ordered another one. But that stuff, I love. Like, I think I might even like it even more. So, there's that. Next up is the Purity Made Simple Pore Extractor. This mask, so good. It's like one of those masks that you put on, you take it off, and you see instant results. Like clearer skin, brighter skin, your pores are so clean. It's so, so good, you guys. You put it on, it says to put, like, to focus on your T-zone and oily areas, and you leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes. And then remove it. And so even with a deeper exfoliation, because it is a little bit grainy, but not like big chunks, they're very fine. So if you want more exfoliation when you're taking it off, you can kind of do a more of a rub in to get more exfoliation. I do that when I put it on too, is rather than just like put it on, I put it on and really kind of focus in and rub it in so those granules can exfoliate. And then I do that again when I take it off with warm water. I take like a little mask sponge from Eco Tools and just like kind of rub it off, so I'm getting the most exfoliation. It's so good, you guys, so good. Highly recommend it. Okay, this might have been in my last Sephora recommendations, and who isn't recommending this? It's the Fenty Beauty Universal Gloss Bomb. Is that what it's called? Anyways, the Universal Gloss, it's a beautiful color. It literally looks good on everybody. I have it on today. It's so moisturizing. It's not sticky, and I just can't think of something I would rather have for summer than this. It's so easy to put on. I love it. I can see myself wearing this all throughout the summer. It's easy, moisturizing, so, so good. I've got 3 more things. Let's get through them, right? Next up is the BRIOGEO Scalp Revival, and it's a charcoal and tea tree scalp treatment. This stuff has changed my scalp. Now I've used the like the shampoo also from this line, and I just picked this up and I just take a little bit. If you struggle with like a dry scalp, I kind of get dry really right here and like right here. I've been putting this on after the shower and kind of massaging it into my scalp on my dry spots. And it's really healing those dry spots, you guys. It's really good. I think I've said it before on my channel, I struggle with anxiety, and that's kind of one thing I do when I'm feeling a little bit anxious, is I pick my scalp, which it doesn't help my dry scalp. And so when there's more skin to pick, I pick at it. I know, so gross, but this is really helping to dry it up, so I'm doing less picking and my scalp is actually healing. Last 2 things. I have no idea if Sephora still has this, or this set is still available, but it's this little duo of the Yves Saint Laurent. Did I say that? Yves Saint Laurent. The Black Opium, and is this the Mon Paris? You guys, I can't stop dropping things. Now, the only problem with this set is it's a good price if you want to try to. I'm looking it up. Okay, so this is not available as a set anymore. I really love them both. I originally went in for the Black Opium, but I've heard that the Mon Paris, I'm trying to see if that's what it's called. Yes, I just got Mon Prairie because there's no name on it. Because I'd heard great things about both of these. So these guys came in and said, I think it was maybe $28. It was one of those things that was kind of in the tunnel of deluxe type samples and miniatures that we all get sucked into at Sephora. But it was a really good deal to try both of them. If I was going to repurchase one, I want to say I would do the Mon Prairie. I really like this. I love Black Opium, but this, so good. Now, the reason why I wouldn't really recommend this, I can't really travel with it because they're just kind of like, smells so good, these like plastic stoppers, so I'm pretty sure they wouldn't really hold up. Both of them are like that. But both of these scents are so good, and I get so many compliments when I wear either one of them. This is, I feel like Mon Prairie is a little bit more fruity, and the Black Opium and was a little bit more like a little bit more warm scented. Again, really nice. Like Black Opium is something I put on at night, where the Mon Prairie is more of like a daytime for me. But they're both so good. You guys should check them out. They do offer small sizes in both of these if you want to try either one of these without getting the full size, because they're not cheap. So always like the roller balls or the small travel sprays are always really good. But this set is not available. I have to say that this set goes in and out of being available at Sephora. I've had moments where I've looked for it and it's not been there, it's not online, but I found it in store, or vice versa. So be on the lookout. It may be something that they add back in, but again, I'd recommend trying one of these two perfumes, if not both. And I think that's it, you guys, for my recommendations. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. You guys, I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. I'd love to hit that in the next few months. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Share this video with your friends that you may think enjoy it. I'd love some new followers. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.